Hello and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Edinson Cavani is on his way to Manchester. Terms, salary, agent fees, bonuses, his phone contract, I don't know. Everything has been agreed. He is going to be a Manchester United player. It is an absolute certainty. Formality of a medical to go through, but everything has been agreed. He will meet Ollie and Ed Woodward tomorrow, presumably before the game against Tottenham. There's no negotiations to be had. It is purely to meet, say hi, say hello, medical to be done. You can imagine Sky going to be panning around that stadium looking for him. And we totally get why. They're going to want to know what's going on, etc., etc., etc. But I want your views and your opinions on this. I said earlier today that I was not overly enthused if this was a Woodward deal. The more the news comes out, the more you hear of Ollie's excitement. The fact that we got the wages down to £100,000 per week, rising to 200,000 based on goal and performance bonuses. The fact that the agent fee initially, when they took him to market early on in the summer, they were talking about 20 million euros. That got down to 10 million euros. And now Fabrizio has confirmed it's dropped even further below that. So without any further ado, we're going to bring our guests in here. I want to know what they're all thinking, feeling, and saying. We've got man like KJ in the house. We've got Indiana. We've got B, who's back with us after a long time. He's hopped out of bed. He told us that we'd hopped to bed. I made me laugh when man said I just hopped to bed. It's Latimus who hops to bed.
No, that wasn't me, KJ. That wasn't, or Terry. That wasn't me. Don't put that on me. I didn't say that.
Oh, was it Lincoln that said he hopped to bed? Bro, you're a student. What are you hopping to bed for, Lincoln?
Wait, that's Danny, bro.
And Danny's here with us as well with a fresh trim. Looks like he's hiding in the conservatory. How you all doing? All good?
I'm definitely hiding in the conservatory right now. No doubt about that.
Yeah, man.
That's a conservatory chair, bro. You only get them chairs in conservatory.
Kind of disappointed with our fan base right now, but that's nothing new.
There we go. Now, our fan base is weird. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to go to B first on this because we haven't had her on the show in a long time. Cavani to Man United. It's done. It's happening. He's coming to Manchester tomorrow. What are you saying?
I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, because I wasn't actually expecting us to sign anyone, especially because we've been linked to so many people and nothing's happened. So I'm shocked, but I understand why we're doing it because we kind of do need a backup striker, especially since Uncle Iggy he's going to leave at some point. And he's also free. I think the agent fees were kind of a lot, but aside from that, he seems like he's just an easy option to grab at the moment. And I think that's what we've done. We've just picked him up because he's there, he's free, and he's ready to go. I don't know what to expect. I see some people are optimistic and saying they expect, 15 goals. I'm talking about Aaron. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're just going to have to see. Like, I can't complain at the moment because we've wanted more people and nothing has happened. So I'm just going to be hopeful at this point.
I think that's a fair way to look at it. I haven't spoke to the devil in the details about any of this yet. Me and KJ have had a few long chats. What you said, I mean, there's a lot of people saying this stinks of another Woodward move. It could be another mercenary buy. What's your take on everything that you've read? And do you think this is a good move to help improve Ollie's team?
Yeah, it's interesting what B said there. I'm surprised by the deal, but when I think about it, I shouldn't be surprised because I've read numerous briefs throughout the summer that were potentially looking at buying a striker. The problem is we've been focused on another player for another position. So this was always a possibility. And now that we've done it, Cavani's a good signing. There's no other way to see it for me. I don't know how many goals or what the target should be in terms of how many goals he should score, but there's no doubt in my mind. The chances I've been seeing Agallo miss, Cavani won't be missing these chances. He's an upgrade on Agallo. He makes us strong. He makes our squad stronger. So for me, it's a good signing. If you just, don't ask any other questions about Woodward, the Glazers, Sancho. Is Cavani a good signing for Manchester United? Is he what we need? No doubt about it. We need a backup striker. People forget at the start of last season, Rashford started as the striker, not Martial. And Ollie was rotating both of them. Then they both had periods where they were out injured and we lacked goals. This solves that problem. We're going to have a congested fixture list this season, so having an experienced striker like him, especially for the Champions League as well, I can already see him scoring a winner for us in the game. I can already see that happening in the Champions League. So for me, there's no doubt about it. It's a good signing.
And it's nice to hear that. Like that. Again, I was very negative earlier on today. A bit like Dembele, it's not about the player. It was always about, as Woodward come in and just said, we're going to sign this guy to appease not getting Sancho, not getting Alex Telles. This is quite a few credible journalists this evening. This deal seems to be completely isolated from that ring fence from those deals, which I think is important, because if someone told me, oh, you're not getting Sancho, but we got your Cavani, that's, what I mean? So you're not going to get Ferrari. We're going to get you a nice Ford Mondeo. It's like, okay, it does a job, but it doesn't have that same panache. KJ, so you were frustrated earlier. Where's your head at now? Like 4 hours, 5 hours later?
Yo, I've calmed down from when the news first came out. The guys in the group chat would know. Before I start off, Ed Woodward, you're still a wallad. That hasn't changed. But when I actually look at Cavani as a player, the experience he brings to the team, how much Mason Greenwood, Rashford and Martial can learn off him, the impact that he can have in the Champions League, that's what I believe that you'll see Cavani the most. It's good. From the reports, I'm seeing that Ollie is excited to work with him and work with Cavani. And it's like, if Ollie is excited, that means he might have a say in this. So man might gonna let it slide a little. We still need to get Sancho, we still need to get Telles. But since he's here, since he's a red, you know what it is? Propaganda, the Avengers, baby. We have Hawkeye now, you know what I'm saying, people? Let's go.
Come on.
No, I get that. I want to go to Latimus here. I mean, it is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. He's indoors. He's got glasses on. I'm loving it, bruv. It's quality. You're a Chelsea fan, though. Are you looking at this as a mercenary panic buy, like papering over cracks, or do you think there could be an air of brilliance in this deal for Man United? Where's your head at with this, bro?
I mean, it would seem like a panic buy, mercenary, because you've kind of done stuff like this before, Sanchez, Falcao, Di Maria. However, it does make sense. United do need a striker, whether to be backup Martial or get someone better than Martial. But you do need a backup. He is a quality striker. There was one point where he was world class. There's no reason why he can't come in off the bench, or if there's an injury to Rashford or Martial, he can't start games and get you guys goals. How much does he want to go to Man United? To be honest, I don't know, because this does seem to come out of nowhere. But if he really wants to play and fight for the club, there's no reason why why he's not going to be a good deal. And
just to side note on that, the Times have just published an article that claims that the middle of last week, Man United improved their bid to 110 million into Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. Interesting that happened at the same time that Jadon Sancho miraculously got a little sniffle and a little chest infection and hasn't been seen since. So for me, it's just interesting that all this news is coming to fruition now at this time. Indiana, where's your head at? You've been quite supportive of the Cavani deal for a number of days now.
Yeah, well, I've been saying for well over a year we need a striker. The way I would look at it is Chelsea fans have been really excited. They've got Werner, Tammy Abraham, Giroud. Man United have got Martial, Greenwood, Edinson Cavani. Like, we should be a little bit more excited. Cavani has got the best movement for a centre forward I have seen in the last 10, 15 years. His movement is exceptional. Martial is the type of striker that you need running at players. Once the defence sits deep, that's not his game there. You probably want him out wide running at players. Cavani comes in. I love this deal. I love that it's a 2-year deal. In 2 years' time, Mason Greenwood will be a completely different player. It means we don't have to force him in. Someone gets an injury, Cavani's in there. Martial can be rested. It means Rashford can be rested. And I still think we're getting Sancho. I'm so positive on the Sancho thing. It's just that's for me. That's going to happen. So I see our front line as dangerous, especially now we got Van der Beek. We keep forgetting we got Van der Beek as well. So I'm excited about it. I think it's a good deal.
I think the 2-year deal is actually a 1+1, so it's a 1 deal with an option to extend for a further year. So that in itself is very, very good, because if he doesn't make it, or if he's too injury prone or whatever, we can just let him go and we don't have to be committed to.
Woodward would extend it anyway and try and sell him for 20 million.
Terry, can I ask you, as the on the wages, has that been confirmed? What that is? Like, put in the has the papers come out and said what the wages are?
The papers haven't. I had a conversation with someone. I shared something in the group chat that I can't share publicly in terms of who gave me that information. But yeah, it's been pretty much confirmed along the lines of 200k isn't wrong, but it's typical. It's an exaggeration. So the salary can rise to it. It's half performance related. And it's these little bits of information that what's been said about Ollie's attitude towards this deal, that he's had a long conversation with the player and the agent. And a lot of it has been around the player wanting to know his position, the squad status, how, about the systems, where he's going to be. That's a big thing to Ollie. The fact that they've cut a lot of things in half, so the agent fee, they've been able to negotiate at least 50% of that off. That always shows a good sign that the player wants to join your club. Now, people want to get paid their worth. No one works anywhere for free. You know what your value is. You know how much you're worth in the market. He's going to come in, and there's going to be at least 6 or 7 players in this current squad that are paid more as a base salary than him. And I think all of that is good news for Manchester United. The worst thing we could have done, in my opinion, would have been to have let him come in and be the highest paid player at the club, above Martial, Pogba, David De Gea. That can sometimes create animosity before anything gets started. Oral Campbell said, you sent me a screenshot a few days ago and I didn't read it. I can't see anything here in my message. I get sent a lot of messages. Sorry? Oh, super chat.
Yeah.
Screenshot. Sorry, that's my dyslexic brain not reading it properly. I was like, what's he talking about? Sorry if I missed it, bro. I didn't miss that one. Another super chat here says, how far the mighty have fallen now that we are trying to polish a turd, wishing it would change into a diamond.
Nobody said it was a diamond. Listen, man, vocabulary is important. Words are important. I said it's a good signing. I didn't say very good. I didn't say excellent. I didn't say superb. I didn't say amazing. I said good signing. And I think everybody here is on board with that. Some people need to learn what words mean.
I did say very good, but you have to remember that I see
Indiana. Your fault.
I see it. It's not Martial's replacement. It's a Gallo's replacement.
Yeah.
And if you don't think Cavani is a step up than Gallo, you either need to watch more football or just stop watching it.
Do you know what it is? It's these idiots that think when the player's 33, he's no good. Like, they don't understand.
It's like
world-class striker.
Fever.
Sorry, Lincoln, go on.
Fever's convinced the entire generation. It's convincing the entire generation of young football fans that once you hit like as low as 28, as high as 28, you're done. Your legs are going. You're finished with football. You're not able to perform at the top level. Well, I would say Jamie Vardy, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Lewandowski. Those people say otherwise.
You could even look at Robin Van Persie as a prime example. He actually got his physique and physicality got better as he got older. Now, I'm not going to deny that the last couple of years, Cavani's had his fair share of injuries, but Indiana pulls on the right thread. They did the same when Igalo came in. Igalo was painted as the Lukaku replacement because they do this one in, one out thing. It's like, well, it doesn't quite work like that if you promote somebody from within into that role and then buy a backup. Again, football fans with brains, football fans with education, football fans that can just do the slightest piece of critical thinking can guess that. But it is this FIFA-induced, home-oppressed mama's boys who they don't understand real football. They just don't understand real football. Like we saw it today. It's like a player does a good step over and then crosses the ball from the right-hand side and it nearly knocks out a steward. That's a good footballer because he did a great step over. The guy that just passes it basically but creates more chances and opportunities. Football fans, FIFA has killed a generation. They don't understand. It's weird. I don't understand the fact that people, I would say this, but KJ's on. Like these kids go around wearing multiple club shirts and stuff. It's mad. It's mad. Education is terrible. Like
Another
Dortmund,
thing as
Dave.
well is this narrative that it's an alternative to Sancho. Like he's a striker. Sancho's
Yeah.
a right winger. Like stop
The-
the nonsense.
These are
that.
separate. They're
Maybe
not
they mean
separate
that.
at all.
Maybe they mean that in the way that if Cavani would go up front, then Rashford or Martial would play out on the right hand side.
Okay, but like it's not an alternative to Sancho. It's just not. And guess what? If the window closes and we don't get Sancho, Cavani's still a good signing, and Woodward's still incompetent. Two
He's
things
still a
can be true
wallad.
at the same time. Doesn't change that. There are some people thinking that this is going to be spun as good PR. Fans like me who are saying it's a good signing means we're going to give Woodward a pass. Like, no, we don't have a left back. We didn't get a centre back. We didn't get a DM. Like, Woodward's still going to get that smoke come Monday.
Yeah, that's not the only Uruguayan we're linked to, though. We also linked to this
Facundo or something.
Facundo
18-year-old.
Pelistri?
The teenager.
Yeah, the teenager
Yeah,
as well.
listen, we've been signing wonder kids all summer long. Lots of youth players. So that's just part of the course. We've been doing that all summer.
10 million euros as well. So it's not like a small fee.
according to some Man United fans on social media, nobody good that young wants to join us because Bellingham didn't. That's what I love about. It's the thing with football fans. I get reactionary when you lose a game or something, but crazy the amount of people I see say weird stuff like no young kids want to join us. Like the two fullbacks from Barcelona and Real Madrid, respectively, whose names do apologize. Even young Hannibal that everybody's raving about. Do these people realize where he joined us from? Everyone that wants Chong to be a success, do they realize where he joined Man United from?
Yeah, we got that Man City kid who scored how many goals in the youth academy?
Goals
Yeah.
It's just the narrative is crazy, and I'm angry with the way we've handled the Jaden thing. If we don't land him, if we end up pulling off, if this bid goes in and we end up getting him for 110 million euros, 10 million below the asking price this week, then we've done the job, haven't we? But we've got to wait. Like we've got another 48 hours to wait on that one. It's going to be very, very interesting. Do you guys expect more reports coming out of Portugal all night this evening? That because Alex Telles played for Porto today and reported the Portuguese press is saying it's his last game.
Yeah.
And it's been quite unilateral across their media. Do any of you expect that to happen tomorrow? Or do you think that's dead, Danny?
They said that about Bruno Fernandes for about a month. It's his last game. It's his last game. They did Gaitan for like 3 years. He's coming to United.
It's still on that plane. Medical pending.
Like I want it to happen, but you know what it is? Like the Portuguese media always jump the gun with United stories. They tell us it'll be done quickly. It drags. I get angry at Ed Woodward when really I should be angry at them for telling me it was going to be done quickly. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see who the third left back option is because Fabrizio Romano said there's another option.
Do you want to pay that money though? Here's the thing: like fans can't be angry that we don't want to pay that full amount because I think you can. Am I right in saying you can sign a free in January?
Yeah.
So
the only issue is that we need a left back now, and plus, he is a player that other teams have been linked to. Apparently, Man City are in for him now. I'm not too sure if that's true or not, but
we've seen that tactic before.
PSG have been looking at him all window, so I wouldn't be surprised if PSG are like, you know what, screw it, boom, here are the peas.
Do you know what it is though, KJ? Like this is the thing, yeah. Again, Cavani was offered to us. We capitalized, cool. Same thing with Telles. He's offered to us. Where are the players that we've identified? Like, where are these guys? 100 scouts worldwide. Where are the players that we've identified? Like the strategies. That's what's frustrating me.
Yeah,
we don't want to pay the money. It's like
this is what's going to end up being. Cheers, Broads. Appreciate that, bro. Recently left AFTV FC. I wonder where I wonder who you're signing for. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, it's interesting. All of this is interesting because it's going to be spun as a negative, and I think United. This is where I want United fans to have more of a united front in a way. Is I've seen some tweets from Sky reporters saying whatever United say, there's no way their plan of action this summer included a 33-year-old Cavani. And I'm thinking, well, sometimes plans change. You don't know what the plan B was. Man United don't tell you guys anything anyway. But, nobody was saying that. I know they signed it earlier in the window. But when Chelsea need a new centre-back and they sign a 35-year-old Thiago Silva from the same team, essentially, that was seen as, what a brilliant move to bring in an experienced player to help the youngsters develop. Man United do the identical thing, and it's, what a panic buy.
I've got a better example. The Thiago one's a bit iffy because he was playing in the Champions League for PSG. That's what people would throw back at you. The interesting one is City were negotiating for Koulibaly all summer. They went and bought a guy from Benfica who's unproven. If we did that, our own fan base would be questioning that deal, let alone the media. And that's where you see the disparity between how Manchester United transfer
Now,
deals are
you know
reported
what they were doing?
and other teams.
They'll be comparing it. They'll be comparing it to when we bought Victor Lindelof from the same club.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
100%.
I hear that completely. And that's where I think United fans need to do better as a fan base and come together. And I get we can all be critical, and sometimes we have to criticize our team, but the way it's spun is it's amazing, really, how these things get spun. People are talking about his injury record. Nobody's, the same media have barely mentioned Thiago at Liverpool's injury record. Now, it isn't as severe as in the last. It's not the last 2 years. Cavani's has been worse in terms of number of injuries, but over the last 5 years, there's no comparison between the two players. I just find it interesting that some clubs get kind of tarnished for everything's bad, everything's a panic, nothing's going to work. I kind of also get why, because
about to say the guy in charge is.
We have no credibility. That's the problem.
Is said for a reason, fam. Like, we don't just say this for no reason. Me and Danny had this debate back and forth, saying, the way
clubs are run.
Yeah, by the way clubs are run and why certain football CEOs are known. And I said, you're only known as football CEO if you're good at your job or really bad at your job. And unfortunately, ours are really bad at their jobs, and that's why Ed Woodward is known. We should have known who Ed Woodward is. We should have known who Matt Judd is. But yet we know them because them man can't do anything right at the moment.
Cavani, in this moment in time, is he just as good as when Zlatan came in?
No.
No. I don't know. I don't even care, Prime. I don't really care.
It's hard.
It's hard. Do you know what I'd say on that, actually? Just triggered my memory about something. I view the signing in this way in regards to Zlatan. When we bought Zlatan, he was our A option. He was our number one option when he shouldn't have been. Now, we signed a 33-year-old striker. He's not our number one option. That's the difference to me. He's back up. So that's why I don't even want to get into the comparisons between both of them for me.
The last thing, there's a comment here saying the difference is that Thiago has proven himself in recent memory as being world-class. And I get that point. I've been reading some tweets and some threads from some journalists, the likes of Rob Banter, who was on the show recently, who watches and reports on Paris Saint-Germain as an example. So he's fairly well connected at the club. And he said that the club were desperate to keep him. So this whole last 6-7 months, they've been desperate to re-sign him and keep him at the football club. So the same team that got to a Champions League final and did well enough to get there were, I'm not going to use the word begging because that maybe it being slightly disingenuous. But they were offering new deals. They wanted him to stay. There's never been any concern about his work rate, how good he is in the dressing room, his attitude toward the team. What I love is how people would discount all that information from credible inside sources of Paris Saint-Germain and act like he's just coming to us for a final payday. He's not a professional, or whatever it may be. And I think that's really, really, really disingenuous of them in that return. B, I've got a question for yourself. As it stands right now with Cavani coming in, Van der Beek, of course, already here, how do you rate the summer activity for Manchester United so far? Out of 10.
In all honesty, a 5 would be generous. I'd rate it at this current moment a 4. If we do anything else, then it could possibly go up. But right now it's a 4 because we knew that we wanted a right winger. We knew that we wanted a left back, and we haven't actually gone out and gotten those things that we knew we wanted. So I can't, for that reason, rate it above average. So I'm going to say a 4.
You're being nice. You're being nice with 4.
4.
So why would you say a 3, KJ? I'm interested in understanding.
It's again going off what B said. It's still the fact that we've known who we wanted. We had ample time to plan during lockdown. We've had ample time to get our main targets already, and the fact that there's still ifs and buts about incomings and outgoings at the same time, for me, that just puts it down there. I love Danny Van der Beek as a player and as a signing. It's an excellent signing. But if we had done that And at that same time, Chris Smalling was already gone, Pereira was already gone, and Delo was already gone, and we've brought in Cavani already, and maybe got in Tellers already, and all we're waiting for is Sancho. You can put that up there because you've shown due diligence, you've shown planning and execution. Right now, all we're showing is bare planning, and we don't even know what the plan is. No execution.
What planning, bro?
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's a 3 for me. It's like, it's not just about who we brought in, but it's like how we've gone about it and how we've done it. There's been too many reports from agents, from clubs, from players about how Man United operate and operate poorly, how their lawyers, how their representatives treat clubs, players, and agents and stuff, and that's not good. We should really be one of the teams that everyone loves to work with. Manchester United, one of the biggest teams in the world, we should really be the one that, if a player goes anywhere from our club, we want it to be Man United because that club treats everyone fairly, we have good relationships. It's only just now that we started to use the loan system to get Deadwood game time and playing football. You know how many years we've lost out on making connections, making contacts, so that when it comes to selling players, when it comes to buying players, we've already got the established connections. Why is Matt Judge not answering his phone? It's probably because people want to tell him about his ass, isn't it? That's what it is. People want to tell him about him and the way he runs his club, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think what you say is really fair in the sense of a lot of the stories you hear about our bad practices. In fairness to Woodward and Judge, is a lot of that has been pre-Ollie. And this summer's so imperative. And I agree, 3s and 4s, I think, are very fair to judge it. And that isn't a reflection of Cavani, and more so isn't a reflection of Van der Beek, who I think is an astoundingly good piece of business that's gone under the radar. But I think it's going under the radar because of how everything else has gone on, the way the media has spun it. And this next 2 days, I think, is imperative because the Tellers thing's been going on 2 or 3 weeks. So it hasn't actually been that long in the ground. I'm not actually even sure a left back was like a primary target we were looking at the beginning of the window. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But let's just say it's taken 2 or 3 weeks. If we get that done and Sancho done, and we get the Sancho deal done, say less money than Dortmund said after a deadline, I think everyone would start rating it between 7s and 10s. It would be somewhere in that kind of region. But I think it would also allow us as fans to relax next summer when there's ridiculous volumes of stories coming out about the club, because you can say, well, 2 years running, we've pretty much landed our targets. We've got them in and cheaper than the club wanted. We've bought it, and if they all work out to be relatively successful, I still think there's an element of us as fans. I don't know if you guys agree or not. I love your opinions that because of how badly we've been treated by Woodward and co, there's almost this kind of underlying, we want to side with the club. You want to go, nah, screw you media, screw you agent. I don't believe you. But you're just sort of sitting there thinking, yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe it just sounds true, if that makes sense. Yeah. If you've got a friend and a boyfriend has been a serial cheat forever, every time he gets to keep cheating, even if you think, oh, maybe he didn't do it this time, it's like, yeah, you know what? The guy done it a lot, The guy is a scoundrel. Like, that's how I feel like Woodward. Woodward has cheated on me so many times. When he's late home from work, I can't help but question the man. Do you get what I mean? It doesn't matter. Even if he's got receipts, I was here. I've got video footage. I don't care. I think you're a woman. You smell your fingers. Do you know what I mean? It's just how it is, bro. Sorry,
Terry, end the stream.
Just couldn't help himself.
Welcome to midnight kickoff. That's what we're calling this now.
We've got a comment here. United have put in a new bid for Sancho, according to Duncan Castle. Listen, I'm going to say this now. Duncan Castle and the Times and everybody else can hold back. It was the In the Know Premier League account in the middle of the week that said a new bid had gone in. They're now all following suit. He also 5 days ago, 4 days ago, liar, 5. I'm a dick. I'm sorry. 5 days ago said that United started conversation with Cavani before anybody else. I quote tweeted it earlier. That kid's either the best guesser in the world or he's someone. He's got to get rid of the In the Know name and actually put his real name out there and pitch, because this guy's going places. And even if he's finessing it like a few of the others do that know how to read the Matrix, he's got to make himself some money out of this, bruv. I could be your agent, no problem, 10% commish. Fish Curry here. Edinson Cavani hasn't played football since April, 6 months off the pace, with no idea of how much pace he has lost, which he's really first to go. I mean, I'm sure he's been training. I'm sure he's fit. I'm sure he's been working out like in the gym. Got PT, you know what I mean?
I saw a picture of
two key things. One, his key attributes is his finishing and his movement off the ball. He hasn't lost that. 2, there's an international break coming up. He's got plenty time to at least train and get some sessions in before he has to play. And beyond that, he's going to be a sub and playing in the cup anyway, before we probably see him starting in the Premier League. So, it's not that deep.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, one thing on the Super Chat, people talking about Duncan Castle's tweet. I can't see any tweet from Duncan Castles anywhere unless it's a reply to somebody.
He said it. I think he said something yesterday, but
He said it yesterday. That's for sure.
But yeah, Zane.
Do you know what it is about Woodward, Terry? This is the problem in the club. We're half stepping. We're moving backwards. You're supposed to get your prime targets first, then get your supplementary players. We're doing it the opposite way around. That's why it's a 3 out of 10 right now, and that's why even if we get a Sancho and a left back, I ain't giving these guys more than a 7.5 out of 10.
It's
the way they've done it.
Chelsea signed the majority of their 37,000 players this summer before they got Kai Havertz. But because it's Chelsea and it's City did the same. City got their 2 backup players before their main centre back.
Yeah, but let's be But they got before Havertz, at least they got Werner in. At least they got some premium targets in. The key thing is premium. We're not trying to sign 7 players. My point is, if we trusted our club more, none of this would bother us. The point I'm making is not everybody does it, main target and then follow-ons. But no one Liverpool. That's the way we need to do it. If Woodward wants us to trust him,
they sign that geezer that no one's heard of. I get your point, but we can only build trust up if they get it. They've got, for us to trust them, Woodward and co have got to keep getting it right. And until they start getting it right year after year after year after year, that doesn't mean every player has to be a success. Until that point, it's going to be really hard. Zane here, yes, hopefully we'll beat Spurs tomorrow. That would be great. Willian is better than Cavani. What? Zane, bro, better than Cavani.
Elaborate.
Yeah, Zane, tell us why.
Tell us why. Nice long.
they're both better than Pepe, so.
Yeah, all 500 characters, please, Zane, on that next one, please.
Yeah, come on.
I want to change direction for a little bit here because I don't know how much time I'm going to have tomorrow. Monday is going to be the craziest day of my life, so I'm really looking forward to it. But Arsenal, I've heard that nobody's at the party because they all left an hour ago.
Hey.
No party. No.
How long did that take you to come up with? How long did that take you to come up with?
No, I copied it.
I'm about to say he stole that, fam.
Do you know what? I coach football with an Arsenal fan who's been adamant all season they're gonna sign these 2 players, and he's a real sort of real passionate fan. I'm using that tomorrow of football. I'm on him straight away. I think that's brilliant.
Bad jokes are the best jokes.
They are. Yes.
My favorite.
Do you know what it is with Arsenal?
Terry, are you imitating Sancho for trying to tell Woodward to come sign him, taking off your jacket and that?
Oh, what? Getting my back off out? Nah,
there's worse things Terry could do on the stream. We've seen that today already.
True. It's very true. No, you know what it is? I love bad jokes. My favorite bad joke is it's what goes click click. Is that it? Click click. Is that it? Click click. Is that it? It's Stevie Wonder doing a Rubik's Cube. It's great. It's good. It's a good joke. It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
It's funny. Laugh.
You need to work on the delivery.
I'm one of these. I don't know why it is. If it is a terrible joke, I just find it funny. I think I laugh at the fact that it's so bad. If that makes sense. It's great. Zane here says because Willian has proven in the league, and is playing for Arteta, who has a system.
Yeah, you're saying elaborate on that, please. I don't get your point yet. Just keep telling me what you mean.
I think we'll get your point if you put in,
more words, more characters.
More characters is how you have to say that. Timo Werner is the German Theo Walcott.
Oh God!
Wow.
It's not the same Theo Walcott that consistently got 10 goals and 10 assists average for Arsenal while he was there.
Are you actually praising Walcott here?
I rate Walcott, but yeah.
That's not allowed in England. We're not allowed to praise him. He's bang average, bro.
Bang average, wow.
He's not called Timo Werner anymore. We've got other names for him. Werner Telly is one we like.
Yes.
I like that.
Wenteke.
Wenteke, that's the one.
works really.
Wojtek is the
You're
one.
a real
Yeah,
team
one
effort.
decade.
Cool.
First one.
Is there any more? Is there any more you guys have?
What? Oh, you've got Tim Linton or Word
yeah.
Linton.
Yeah, more.
Mm.
Yeah.
Timo Linton.
Timo Linton. bro.
Cool. The sign Sancho, please.
Zane
Sign
is
Sancho,
a Wally.
please.
Zane is a Wally. Aaron
Right.
in the house. What's going on? What's going on?
Yo, I just heard some Arsenal slander, so I thought let me join in.
Yeah.
Hey.
Saying how, like, Man United, we may not land all our targets, and it's going to be disappointing, and I get that. But Cavani, Aaron, you're not even on the propaganda team. You are legitimately excited about Cavani, and you think he's going to really improve us. We know how good a player that Donny van der Beek is, and we already had a much better team than Arsenal, right? They've signed Willian, and they've signed a defender that literally can't head the ball. He misses it every time. Like, it's peak for Arsenal right now, isn't it? It's absolutely peak for him.
It's so funny, man, because especially with the Thomas Partey thing, I can understand. Atletico said they want 50 million, and that's it. If it's not 50, they're not negotiating. What I found funny was they were so sure that they were going to get Hosam Aouar. And I've told Arsenal fans so many times, you guys do not know the Leon chairman. He is literally the French version of Daniel Levy. This guy is so hard to do business with. If you don't pay 60, he will not let the player go. And they were like, no, we're going to offer Doozy and we're going to pay this and add-ons. I'm like, guys, it's 60 million or nothing. Like, it's so funny.
It's just stupid. No, do you know what's crazy about it? I was saying to somebody earlier, the bit that makes the United Sancho deal so hard is two things. United don't always get their business done, don't finish our dinner, Woodward and co, right? But Dortmund always capitulate on their word. So it's almost like you've got this unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. You don't really know what's going to happen. But when it comes to Arsenal, that don't land their targets very often, going up against notorious clubs that stand. I mean, Leon pulled Fekir away from Liverpool after my Welcome to Liverpool video was done because they tried to lower the money on him because of the little knee injury, and he went, I ain't having that. Buy, I'm pulling the player, done. He didn't even care that 2 years later he got less money. He was like, it's the principle of the matter. And that's why I've said to you guys hundreds of times, the principle matters more than the individual do in that moment in time, because it means you don't get taken for a ride. And that's maybe why we've gone the whole length with Sancho, because we want to show people we're not being told we've got deadlines. We're Man United Football Club. And that's how we should behave. You can't start behaving like that until you've done it and you set a precedent.
Yeah. Listen, I've said already, we can do all this, not held for ransom. We're going in the right direction. After we sign Sancho, fam, do all that after we spend the money.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And then go for it.
Dortmund know we need a right winger. That is the problem here. This is not like we're Bayern Munich, where we don't really need one, but we just want him. Do you know what I mean? To improve us, we need one, and they know that. So that's why it's gone on like this. We're still
Not
signing
just
him
that,
anyway.
Like, how about we do this when we get back to the top? You know,
Yeah.
I said that as well.
Wait. When?
I don't think you can get to the top until you start doing it, though. That's my...
listen, man. Just pay 108 million euros, man.
Exactly. Just
It's not about
pay
paying
it.
the money. It's not about paying the money, though, bro. It's about the precedent of it. It's about I'm
We
not having
paid
my
80 million cash up front for Harry Maguire a year ago.
Why though? It's different,
Why,
bro.
but why this
Why
summer?
you
Wait
removing
till
the
next summer
Danny?
or the summer after.
Yes,
There is no tomorrow. I'm quoting here Apollo Creed, Rocky 3. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Yes, it's
Exactly, bro. There is no tomorrow, so pay the thing now, fam.
No, that's
You're
the wrong
worried
attitude.
about it.
You will not succeed if that's your attitude. You can't yield to people, bro. You have to stand by your guns, 110%. Unless you're negotiating with me when it comes to our split on Football Terrace clips, then you won't win now what you do, bro. We've done that. That's 50-50.
Talk about Football Terrace clips. Go subscribe, guys.
Right now, 2,300 of you watching at 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what you people are doing. My life is just, I'm an old man.
Listen, do we think that the Sancho deal could go like the Bruno deal, where we pick him up in January? Just throwing it out there.
No, I don't think so.
No. The only way that happens is if Dortmund falls out of the Champions League,
Yes.
and then Dortmund are like, and then Sancho's like, yo, just let me go now. There's no point in me being here. That's the only way that could happen. But will he even be there in January anyway, fam?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's such an interesting one with him. The not being in the team today made me so happy.
Yo, why is he in the
He's
England
coming.
squad? if he's got a
Oh
respiratory
yeah,
issue.
dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
you know what I said? I said, yeah, literally, because this whole Sancho saga, obviously, it would have been so bait if only he didn't travel to Munich. It would have been so bait. So I reckon they literally just sat in the room. They picked a name out the hat, and they went, "All right, cool. Roman Berkey, you're playing along. You're not traveling to Munich." And then they created.
Or Berkey's genuinely ill, isn't it? Like he's actually sick, and Jaden's like, yeah. So
I think it's more. I don't think that'd be funny, innit? I thought the same thing. I think Jaden's done the whole. My mind's not in the right space, and Dortmund know if they let that come out the camp, it's game match. That's the I need to leave him. But you also saw. Do you see the thing of Josh King that he's out of the Bournemouth school? Mike, he's now linked with Fulham, bro, and that's why I don't want Josh King, bro, because we're not looking at him. But the next team in for him is Fulham. It's like, bro, come on.
This is how I know. This is how I know he ain't no serious ball. He's been linked with Torino.
Well,
And then the negotiations collapsed because of God knows what. I'm like, Torino.
It's kind of like when
He needs a new
Lacazette was
agent.
linked. It's kind of like when Lacazette was linked to West Ham before he went to Arsenal.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But who's that
He was linked to
midfielder?
West Ham before
Who's
he
that
went to Arsenal.
midfielder
Yes,
that was linked to every the holding
William
player? linked to-
Carvalho.
No,
William
he was linked to every player, and he went to Fulham, Seri or something.
Oh,
yeah,
Barcelona. I think he's Barcelona.
We saw a tweet we looked at a tweet from the Dorothy Devil earlier because we were searching some stuff, and it was like his wish list from like 2017. This isn't an attack at him because I think we've all done it. And there was a couple of players in there. I think one actually he was desperate for Lindelof, and there was like other ballers on there that he was like, yeah, we have to sign this guy. It's imperative. And like, these people are dead ballers now. They're nowhere 3 years later. I'd love to be able to find my tweets from say 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago back. And that's why even not getting Sancho isn't going to make me think that Man United's over. Yes, I'm going to be disappointed, but in a year's time, there's going to be more players there'll be someone new that we go want him. Because this time a year ago, nobody was falling over backwards wanting Haaland. Now the whole world's like, I can't wait for next summer because he's available for 50 mil. And there'll be other players. Dane here thinks that Theo Walcott scores more goals than Anthony Martial.
No chance.
Not a good striker since you haven't had a good striker since you nicked Robin van Persie.
No, man acting like we never had his last time.
We did nick him. We did nick him.
Van Persie like that.
What did you say?
Is he an Arsenal fan?
Are you even an Arsenal
He is an
fan?
Arsenal fan.
The funny thing is, with Van Persie, every time he goes on TV to do the whole punditry thing, I never hear him talk about Arsenal, you know.
Yes, because United are the club, bro. I'm telling you, when Matter retires, he's chatting about United, not Chelsea, bro.
Yeah,
It's not just that, KJ. It's because they're usually talking about succeeding and winning. Why would he talk about Arsenal?
Yes. Very true. And you can't blame him for wanting to step up. And the same thing will happen to Harry Kane. If he doesn't win anything, eventually he's going to have to move on because
he should have left years ago.
I agree, but he's going to want to win things.
He
wants to win things.
There's a super chat here that I missed. It's from Jerome, our resident Spurs fan, who says about Arsenal fans, I hope Igao is okay because even if the kid is a typical over the hype fan, but the roasting from Sonny was really uncalled for. Yeah, it was
roasting from Sonny, the group chat. You guys lit him up today.
I wasn't involved.
You don't have to put me in it because I'm missing all.
Yeah, we have to add you in, bro. Do you know the thing with Igao? The problem with Igao is that on the Partey and Aouar deal. With me, I've been 90%, 95% sure about Sancho, but always said in nearly every stream, there is still a chance it won't happen. Where he has been like, we're getting him. We get it.
Terry, you know what the peak thing was?
When you're cocksure about things and it goes wrong, listen, chat shit, get banged. It's as simple as that.
Wait, you know what the peak thing was? He said, like, we was talking in the group chat and we were saying you're not going to get him. Well, the guys were. And then he put an image of Aouar in, I think, maybe an Arsenal kit or something. And he said, I still believe. And then I think 5 minutes later, I screenshotted Fab's tweet and I said to him, I'm sorry, gal, it's over. And then that's
it now in a nutshell. It's in his little world, and he said mine, that was going to be in his world, he believes, but it's like, bro, Rainbow Land isn't real world, the real world. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not just him, to be honest. I think 2 days ago or yesterday, I've seen D-Tweet put out a couple of tweets. He tweeted, well, he took screenshots of a video, but 2 different screenshots. It was Arsenal posting a video of Santi Cazorla, and he was saying something. I can't remember what he said. And then in the background, you had like a blue background, and then it switched to a green,
yellow,
red, and yellow, which is the flag of Ghana. And the blue one was supposed to be like the French kind of vibe. So he was like, that is a hint that they're getting Awa and Partey. And I was like, DT, as much as I love you, but bro, come on, man.
Some people who watch this is so funny, right? KJ, you've been here pretty much, and Danny, you guys have been here for the whole journey of the Sancho thing from right back in March, right? So supposedly now I'm copying Mark Goldbridge because I've been 90 to 95% sure. Can you imagine? Like, just because 2 people share a very similar opinion, it means we copy one another. Pipe down. I can't pronounce your name. It looks like medicine to me, but I'm dyslexic. But what I'm going to say to you is, bro, that's what that looks like in my dyslexic brain. But what I'm going to say to you is, bro, hush your bums, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because right now your dad wishes you pulled out.
Wait, Bruce Val, is that the guy that can't? Oh, what? Terry. Wait, welcome to the midnight
tonight. You know?
This is the best one though. This is the Arsenal fan who's going to get it the most. I think from people when it comes to socials. I've used KJ's meme for this because KJ's meme is the best one. KJ's meme is the best one. But Bab tweeted this back in April. The Premier League isn't ready for this midfield.
Wow.
He put Guendouzi in it. He put Partey in. And he had Kai Havertz. that there. This is the irony of it, Rob. This is the thing. This is how you know there's delusion. Look how many likes it got from people, right? And look.
It's what money.
He wrote in July. I forgot to add in my career mode. Obviously, when the thing went through. If you look and go back through it when he first put it, people believe that. There are Arsenal fans that believe Kai Havertz and Partey were possible, and that delusion did not disappear. And it's why I've said that meme is the best one for it, because that is what everybody does when they read that 100.
Terry, the funny thing is, Guendouzi might not even be at Arsenal. So none of them are going to be there.
You're talking about Partey to Arsenal Prime. Apparently, there's some reports saying Partey to Chelsea, and apparently Fabs confirmed you guys were interested on a podcast with Robbie.
Yeah. Apparently, West Ham don't want to sell Rice. And the money valuation is a lot, so Partey's meant to be the alternative. Hopefully that goes through, because not only is he a quality midfielder, world class, pissing off Arsenal fans is always the way to go. So
that's great, Prime. But what I really want to know is your shades are up, but now you got a hoodie on.
What's going on?
Worse than that. Something's freaky. Something's making me stressed about you right now, Prime. Can you sort the toggle thing out, bro? And make it equal. That is hella annoying, bro.
Oh.
that is. Honestly, sitting there with the green top on, the green hoodie, man, sitting there like Kermit the Frog. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll take all the shit. Just make sure you sign Sancho.
But you know what? Like the rumors of Arsenal,
the
rumors of Arsenal signing Jorginho just don't seem to want to go away.
I know.
No. I don't want them if they can't afford Partey who has a release clause.
Don't want them to get Jorginho.
How much is Jorginho worth actually? How much is worth Prime?
50 mil. Clean.
50, yes.
He's quality.
Yo, Terry, put on Harry Boylan.
Oh, we've got a new guest joining us. I've got to send him a link though.
Goldbridge.
Terry, no.
It would be
It's Rebecca Vardy.
Rebecca, can you imagine it? What, let me see your DMs. Let me see your DMs.
No, it's Goldbridge. He's coming on to sing "Baby Come Back to Aaron."
Wait, while we're waiting, a guy.
Oh, did you mean this one?
Yeah.
Well, I missed that completely.
Oh god, KJ meme, the laughing meme.
The laughing meme
is concrete reactions and then wanting a party and a war. Terry still doesn't get it.
Oh, no, I weren't listening. I was reading something. Sorry, really rude of me. I have to like run a show, listen to you guys read some people send me some really weird stuff. Really weird
You're
stuff.
a one-man band.
Yeah,
Damn.
Can I just say that stream was it was one of the hardest laughs. I laughed hard at that stream. It was one of the funniest streams. Like,
What
was
if
going
people,
on? And then all of your guys' reactions.
if you guys want to go watch that stream back, don't watch the stream back. Actually, watch it back and then go on Football Terrace clips.
Yeah,
where
the
you can get
clips.
the section where it's just the argument. Beautiful, fam. Football Terrace clips, guys. Let's go.
Do you know what's interesting? I haven't spoken to Lee Gunner in a few days. I'm really going to be interested to see Lee Gunner's reaction to Arsenal's transfer stuff, because obviously he doesn't buy into the. He's ostracized as an Arsenal fan because he's seen as being more negative. But that's because he hasn't bought into any of the PR. Like I chat to him quite a bit, and he was like, "I'm happy that Aubameyang signed," but this weird notion that he only signed because like Arteta's been tickling his balls and making him feel good. Ridiculous. Because he got paid 375 bags a week. That's why he primarily signed. But like Arsenal, I call them propaganda FC because they've believed everything. Where United are the opposite end. Like you could probably witness something that Ed Woodward did that was good, and you're like, nah, that's a magic trick. It's an illusion.
No, we could sign Sancho tomorrow. He could be holding the shirt and Woodward next to him, and they say it's photoshopped.
Okay, you know what's mad about the whole Woodward thing? We kind of had the same thing at Chelsea with Marina Gajewskaja. Over the past few seasons, we haven't been getting our main targets, and Chelsea fans have been blaming her as if she's responsible, even though she just secures the deal. Now this window, we get our main targets, Werner and Ziyech and the likes, and now everybody loves her again.
Yeah,
So
everyone's
Yeah,
gassing
but
her up.
you
man.
guys did the same thing to you done the same thing to my boy Amenala.
Sorry.
So why are you looking so vexed? Oh, he's smiling now. Okay, cool.
Nah, no one's
Okay.
He was
I triggered you already, bro.
concentrating on something. Where did Lincoln drops that? Some of you, Prime, you do that a lot recently as well. Your thing just drops a lot.
You might need to don't use talk. Yeah, get a proper
AJ,
broadband
what
provider.
thing that your mum used?
Oh, yo, don't worry. My mom's a plug, innit? She'll get you sorted.
Don't get Sky
Mama
either.
KJ,
Don't get
you know.
Sky broadband. That's terrible. Sky broadband.
Mama KJ,
Oh.
you know.
He's dropped out as well. Do you know what worst bit is? I've got Sky TV, but I've got BT broadband, and Sky purposely don't allow them to connect. So when I try to use Sky Q, it's always kicking me. It's so frustrating. It's proper annoying. But
That's hella petty, but I rate it at the same time.
no, I get it. Yeah, it is petty, but then they all do things like that.
When I got BT Sky, I rang Sky for like a full package, and they said ring BT. They got the best deal you're ever going to get. I can't believe it. And I did. I rang them. Seriously, I rang them on Black Friday. I got BT Sport, 3 mobile phones, and a broadband and landline for under 70 quid a month. Man, I couldn't believe it.
Raw.
Right,
Yeah.
that's
And that's
quite.
from Sky.
Where I live is so bad for broadband. It's so slow and like nothing with TV still. I've got like 2 separate BT lines and 2 separate Sky things all in the same house because it don't work otherwise. Because I can't even do the things where you can do the distance bounce off each other. They're like, yeah, that's not available in your area because your area is basically the Stone Age. Terrible.
Yeah, Saeed, have you got
Someone's having a Barney in the
the
background.
family meal or something?
Nah, no one's here.
Someone's got family in the background.
It's TV. It's a TV.
Oh, sorry. it's forgot.
There you go.
Harrison Land. A comment in the live chat, Harrison Land.
Yo, Saeed, what are you saying about Cavani?
Yo, Cavani, mate, he's gonna win us a league. You get me? Nah, you know what it is, yeah?
Are you happy with the signing?
I'm happy with the signing, mate. I've been calling Cavani since January, mate. Go check out the tweets. Go everywhere. Go find it out. For me, Cavani, what the problem is for me, I'm not looking at the signings, man. I'm not looking at the wages. I'm not looking at none of that because at the end of the day, I don't pay the wages in it, so I don't give a shit about that. You feel me? So my only issue is we need mentality in the squad, and for me, he brings a mentality in the squad. Listen, guys, with 3 semi-final losses, that doesn't happen for no reason, man. The mentality of the players are weak, man. All right, I can blame it on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Everyone knows I can blame it on tactics and whatnot. But the bottom line is the players, for me, they have no mentality of winning. Who's the last player that's won anything in that squad? Can someone tell me, man? There's not many players. Maybe Matic, Bruno Fernandes here and there at Sporting
The
Lisbon.
Gea, that's it. That was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's a lot of players here that have not won anything. And people are saying, you know what, Man United fans piss me off, you know why, yeah? They would rather take a Josh King, yeah, because it's, you know what, he can run about and he can show a bit of energy than bloody Cavani. But yes, I understand he's 33, and yes, I understand it's not going to be the ideal sign that people want, yeah. But what it's going to give you is mentality. Mentality to go on the pitch and say, give your all. Mentality on the pitch and say, listen, we're not taking this lightly. We're going to score 1, 2, 3 goals. When we go into the European semi-final, or when it's like a team where the backs are against the wall, people need to breathe in and say, you know what, believe, man. And this is what Cavani's going to do, man. And obviously as well, that game against Copenhagen, yes, we dominated the game here, but Martial missed a lot of chances. Greenwood missed a lot of chances. You know what that is, yeah? It's not down to ability. It's about the mentality of the players. The mentality to say, you know what, I'm going to score 1, 2, 3. When they miss 1 goal, let's not sulk around. Let's not realise that we've missed a chance. Go again and score again. That's what you got to do. And I just feel like with Cavani...
Yeah, Saeed. Sorry, I've got a question for you. Didn't you... you mentioned winning mentality, yeah? But I swear you said you wanted Koulibaly.
Of course.
But you was talking... I remember I was watching you on a stream and you said we need players who've got a winning mentality like Koulibaly. But my man's not won nothing either, fam.
No, but I think I think it's one not Serie A, but like the Coppa Italia. Or it's won a few times with Napoli. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff. I'm just more in the case of winning mentality around the squad. You know what I mean? And around the ethos around the football club. Cavani will bring that for me. I feel like yes, his age is a concern, 33. But listen, mate, Lewandowski's 32. Muller's approaching 31. Top players, but you need intelligence. Forget all about the pace and everything. It's all about intelligence on the ball, moving between the lines, hold up the ball. Bloody Igalo, mate, you can't even hold up the ball, man. Igalo's 30, 31, he can't hold up the ball. We've got a player here, Cavani, can hold up the ball. For me, he's still got the legs in terms of quickness. You know what I mean? In terms of can he get him run behind lines. And you know what? If Martial's having a bad game, bring on Cavani off the bench. For me, Igalo is not someone that can frighten defence. He's not someone that can... But imagine you got Cavani coming off the bench. But the others are like, whoa, this is a certified gunman here. Bring him on the bench.
And it also shows again, I mean, it's this Cavani with his great mentality, great ability, wants to come and play some Ollie ball. He wants to come and play for the man that is
I'm not sure about that.
If he comes out and says,
why would a winner want to come and play for a loser? He wouldn't, because he's got a good mentality, right?
No, I think still a football club's a big draw. I don't think he's looking at the manager to me. For me, I don't think this is an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signing. I really don't, mate. I just feel like the Woodward said against Schweinsteiger, he said, what did he say? This will send shivers down the spine. Now, I'll be real with you, man. Let me be real with you.
He did it.
But then again, I understand that. But what I'm trying to say to you is there's a lot of players coming in by Man United and looking at the Man United brand. I feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will have a shock when Edinson Cavani tells him, listen, mate, go run the extra hours and be like, Edinson Cavani, who are you, mate? You know what I mean? Like,
who am I? I'm a player that played for Man United for a decade and won everything. Won the Champions League, mate. What have you won, Cavani? That's what Ollie would tell him.
Cavani's, if you look at Cavani's thingy, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is probably get me. I don't know who he is, but you know what I'm saying?
Ollie will tell him. Ollie will tell him
more than him.
One of the most iconic words uttered in football. Solskjaer has won it. Yeah, and Cavani will sit down.
Bro, listen. You can talk about managerial stuff, and I think it's fair to say that some people don't rate that. But Ollie, as a football player, that man gets respect. And Cavani is my age. Well, he's about 18 months younger than me. He would have grown up watching the likes of,
who's had a bigger legacy? Who do you reckon's had a bigger legacy in terms of? I know Alex Solskjaer got the legend. Who say it's a legendary moment. But apart from the actual legacy,
on Twitter, Cavani, innit? Yeah, for 18-year-olds, innit? For grown-ass men like me that appreciate, he's a proper professional Solskjaer. 10 years at United, knew his position when called upon, was reliable. And like I said, man scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. Yeah. That's what dreams are made of. In the last minute.
I would say, Cavani is the better footballer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
No. There's no debate there. There's no debate there.
In terms of icons of football, if I was to turn around to you and say, tell me that famous Cavani moment, but everybody...
when he missed, I'll give you one. When he missed against the Barcelona, the game before they got the comeback, that's what a good famous Cavani moment is. I'm not trying to bag on him, but like he's Cavani.
I think, Sorry, go on, KJ.
Yeah, don't bang on him, KJ. Positivity tonight, remember.
No, but Cavani is one of the best strikers that we've seen in Europe for a long time.
This is what
Yes.
I mean, man.
He is.
This
That's
is what
not
I
a fact.
mean,
Negativity
man.
with the comments,
but
man.
everyone,
You know what,
everyone acting like Ollie's never won anything. He's never done anything in football.
Ollie
Is
as a
unfair,
player,
bro.
Ollie as a football player gets tremendous levels of respect. I don't think anybody. And by the way, Ollie ain't no soft geezer either. You never heard the story that him and Gary Neville have told. They told it in an interview recently on TV where Gary's always said this. He said it in one of his books that when Solskjaer turned up, they all kind of sniggered and jeered because he didn't look like a footballer. He just looked like an IT consultant or something. He just didn't look like a footballer. But then you turn around and see what Ollie's response to that was. He almost he gave Gary Neville like a mean stare. Just went, yeah, but what did I do to you in the first training session, Gary? And then Gary just laughed because what he did, everyone was taking the mick out of him. So what he did, the first thing he did, went up to Gary Neville and sent him 3 foot up in the air with a massive tackle. Ollie was no tart. Ollie was no little, he wasn't no shrinking violet who go, oh, I'm scared. People think he is because he's softly spoken and he looks a bit like Gollum.
He's an assassin, that's why.
Yeah, but he's not. Like, I think it's such a misconception of him. It really
He wouldn't be in that United squad
Exactly.
if you didn't have
I
that
was gonna say that.
mentality.
Exactly.
You would not be able to be in there. Roy Keane's, Gary Neville's, competing with 3 other top strikers for your position. You just would not be able to do it.
And by the way, he outlasted those guys.
There you go.
He was there for the start of the 2008 run, League Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
He was there.
great.
You know
Great.
what people say about Cavani as well, like when you talk about his goals and everything, yeah, but he did it in a Farmers League, and I'm just like, listen, guys,
He did it where?
in a Farmers League.
Definitely better than the
No, I don't want to hear the voice again,
Yeah, I
Aaron.
wanted to hear you do it again. though.
Sorry?
I wanted to hear the voice again.
Oh, you wanted to hear that?
Yeah.
He did it in a
Top
Farmers
Reds.
League. I mean, it's,
Top
That
Reds
sounds
voice,
like
man.
I think
a
it's
Liverpool
ridiculous
accent,
because
but, you know.
I think it's ridiculous because obviously I think everyone here has played some sort of football before, competitive, whether it's 5-a-side, 11-a-side, you've played football. And when you've played at a certain level as well, and you've seen at youth level, for example, I've seen great talents that have went on to become pros. Do you know how hard it is to go to a professional football club? That doesn't matter what country it is. Do you know how hard it is to go to a professional football club, find someone that's the top scorer there with 109 goals and then finish with 200 goals? Do you know how hard it is to do that? It's not that easy, you know. Like, and you can, and I'm not talking about Cavani specifically. I'm talking about anywhere. It could be Germany, Belgium, England, Netherlands, anywhere in the world. Do you know how hard it is to go there, look at the list, see who's the top scorer, and go, I'm gonna pass this guy. Do you know how hard that is? So you've got to put some sort of respect on this guy's name, man. It's not that easy.
I agree. The Farmers League thing it was all. I don't know who started it, but these things stem and when I really do think it started massively when Arsenal were signing Lacazette, and it was a way of rival clubs bantering them. And it may have been 2 or 3 years before that with a different signing, but that's where it's come from. It's come from a club signing a player from a league outside one of the top 4 leagues, and a rival fans bantering them, and it just snowballs because then every fan base does it to get one over on everybody else, and you kind of create this myth that the league isn't good. Now, of course, you know that League or the Uber Eats League, is that from top to bottom isn't as strong as the Premier League. The same as most European leagues outside their top 3 or 4 teams are not, especially with the way they're structured and the way we're going now. You know, it's almost we don't have a top 6 anymore this season. It's a bloody top 9, the way it's looking right now. Everton, who would have thought 4 games in, Everton would be legitimately the best team in the league. They play better football than everybody else. But yeah, we do disrespect other leagues a little bit too much. We know we do it too much when you get the likes of Mbappe tweet about it. Because they obviously see and feel it and read it.
I honestly think it's the interest, because a lot of people that say these things don't have no interest in watching other leagues. I think that's what it is, because a lot of times, even when it's not our clubs like Man United, Chelsea, or whatever it is, when someone signs a player from abroad, we're like, who? Oh, where's he from? What did he do? Oh, he played in Spain. Oh, it's easy to play that. Do you see what I mean? Like, we discredit foreign players or players that play abroad way too much, I think, until they come in the Prem and then they go, okay. It's the same thing with James Rodriguez when he signed for Everton. I've seen so many people tweet, he's finished, he's done, he's got nothing more to offer. Look at him now. I predicted James Rodriguez to adapt to the Premier League within 2 months. It's not even been 2 months. It's not even been 1.
Yeah, it looks class.
And they have no European football as well.
They
I didn't
have
realise
no
that.
European. All they have is the league, FA Cup, and League Cup. That's it. and he won't even play in the cup games.
And they are the sharpest side in the league right now.
Mhm.
Every
Bro.
single player looks sharp. They know where they are. They know their positions. I've seen a little bit of match of the day actually with their positioning as I was sorting the kids out earlier. When the kids got up, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that it's so well disciplined. The way they're playing football, they're so sharp. And like Danny picked up the other day, Man United have had one training session so far. So,
Well, before the Palace game.
yeah. So before the Palace game, sorry, yeah. So they've been well drilled already. Ancelotti knows what he's doing there. Liverpool have been okay, but now's the time where we're finally getting players in at Man United where we can compete for places and we can get our players sharp. Sharpness up front for me is key. That is key. Bringing in a player who can compete for positions. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for it.
And the next thing, Ancelotti's probably the second best manager in the league, if not the best.
Absolutely.
If we're keeping it real.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me be clear. He's better than Pep.
Yeah,
Not debating that with anybody.
He got slept on. He got absolutely slept on massively by Arsenal fans when they were actively looking for a manager because they'd sacked Unai Emery. They're like, no, we don't want him. And I thought that was crazy because he's absolutely tip-top class. One of the biggest mistakes in Chelsea's Abramovich history is getting rid of Ancelotti.
Getting rid of Ancelotti.
Oh,
I
it was
agree. 100%.
And
100%.
I wasn't sure about wanting James Rodriguez because he hadn't been seen as successful at Bayern Munich and at Real Madrid. But where I always kind of caveat that with myself is I don't watch those leagues. So I don't really know.
And also, if he came to United, he wouldn't be with Don Carlo. Like, James on the Don Carlo, you can trust.
Yeah, and that's it. There's a match there. It's a little bit like it's a more prestigious version of Cranshaw and Harry Redknapp. they work well.
Or there's another one. There's another
Jermaine
one.
Defoe, bro.
Jose Mourinho and Ricardo Carvalho. Flipping hell, man.
Yeah.
That was what Porto, Chelsea, Real Madrid.
This next phase is going to be amazing though, because if we can pull off these signings and all these reports tonight and the times that we've upped that bid, Sancho, him having the sniffles, for me, the guy's he's lifted his skirt up and he's saying, "Woodward, come get me." I know he has.
And Terry, you posted something a few days ago about his what is it for his photographer being in Manchester or something?
Yeah, well, he ended up at Chelsea's training ground shooting another video for somebody else.
Aaron literally, when he posted it, I ran on court and said, "Yo, listen, as a fellow videographer."
And I didn't take it. I didn't take it overtly seriously in terms of he's there waiting for it, but still, I get this little element that there's a little bit of a. I'm just going to throw this out there because it could be happening type thing, but it's more than not playing. And I said, if he doesn't, if he pulls out and starts messing about, there's a chance. If we can bring him in, tell us with this Cavani deal, because we all sleep on Van der Beek because I think about how good we are. Those four. It's an amazing window to add, by the way, to Bruno, to Paul Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. It's excellent.
And the players
it doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah.
But it's Woodward, though. The door on top is
Wait, no.
You see, no, say that's the key thing. It's Woodward. That's what I was talking. The credibility is just not there. The trust is not there.
My issues, guys. I don't want to be negative here, but I'm just looking at it. Yeah, the game's on tomorrow. Yeah, the game's on tomorrow. So I feel like that is done. Everyone's focusing on Man United. Everyone's focused on Man United, Tottenham, or whatnot. Then you got the last day. Are you telling me Sancho flies to Germany, to Manchester? Then we negotiate with Zorc. Then we negotiate everything and get the deal done in less than 24 hours?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the reason why you get it done that quickly is because all the groundwork
it's all done.
It's already been done. Yeah.
With the intermediaries.
What about Zorc? I think Zorc can just literally.
Listen, don't
you know what
about
Zorc? You know what it is with Zorc, yeah? Zorc is a typical German, like one of them typical West Germans. They chat so much. We'll put a bit of money out there.
West Germany? Why West Germany? Well,
because he's from there, isn't it?
Do you know what it is, yeah?
Well, Aaron's
Terry's
German.
point about
he's German, he can say that. So, partly.
Yeah, I can say that. Do you know what I mean?
But Terry's point about Sancho lifting his skirt up, this is the reality, yeah. All he has to say is, well, look, we weren't going to sell him. Then he said he wasn't going to play for us no more. We don't want to play. Doesn't want to play for us. And he's sorted. He's nice. He's out of it.
This is what they always do. They did it with Mkhitaryan. They did it with Dembele. They did it with Aubameyang. They make it out like the player is the bad guy, and Dortmund were hard done by the player.
I'm happy with that.
We know how it's gonna go down. We know it's how it's gonna go down.
100%. And in terms of the deal, United have been talking to the intermediary, so they reportedly. The only reason I don't trust this is because Woodward's involved. But essentially, they know what they have to offer, and it's been offered. It got offered the middle of the week. Dortmund have it on their table right now, which is being reviewed. Everything with the player and everything with the agent has been agreed to. I would bet my bottom dollar that the contracts that we're going to offer have already been reviewed by legal teams for those matters. It will literally be a case of sign this paperwork, get a medical done. The thing that will delay it will be intro video in terms of film. What you guys seen? There's obviously
Is it Sean Williams? Is it Sean Williams?
No, it's just check the group chat, Lincoln in the group. Just check it. Just check it.
Sean Williams, KJ, your mom.
I've heard you guys start.
You know what, Lincoln? I rate it.
You are crazy.
You're looking like a sif out there.
You literally the emperor. You look like the emperor in Star Wars. Like